Medusa is one of the most famous figures in Greek mythology, known for her terrifying gaze and her head full of writhing snakes. Despite being portrayed as a villain in many versions of her story, Medusa's life is a tragic tale of innocence lost, betrayal, and unjust punishment. In this retelling, we will delve into her origins, her transformation into a feared monster, and her eventual death at the hands of the hero Perseus. Along the way, we will explore the complex relationships she had with the gods and goddesses of Greek mythology and how her story has evolved over time. Medusa was born to the sea gods Phorcys and Ceto, making her part of a lineage of powerful and mysterious beings. She was the sister of the Graeae, three sisters who shared one eye and one tooth, Echidna, the mother of monsters, and Ladon, a serpent who guarded the golden apples of the Hesperides. Unlike her siblings, who were monstrous from birth, Medusa was born immortal and was renowned for her extraordinary beauty. Her name, derived from the ancient Greek word for guardian, hinted at her destined role in mythology. Medusa's long, flowing hair, captivating eyes, and graceful demeanor made her the envy of mortals and gods alike. However, her mortal status set her apart from her divine and immortal family, leaving her vulnerable to the whims of the gods. Medusa's beauty was both a blessing and a curse. While it brought her admiration and praise, it also attracted unwanted attention, including from the powerful gods of Olympus. Her life, which began with innocence and promise, would soon take a dark turn. As a young woman, Medusa chose to serve as a priestess in the temple of Athena, the goddess of wisdom and warfare. Athena was one of the three virgin goddesses of Olympus, and those who served in her temple were expected to remain chaste. Medusa vowed to dedicate her life to the goddess and to maintain her purity. For a time, Medusa found peace and purpose in her role as a priestess. She devoted herself to the worship of Athena, assisting in rituals and maintaining the sanctity of the temple. Her beauty continued to attract attention, but Medusa ignored the admiration of mortals and gods alike, focusing solely on her duties. Medusa's life took a tragic turn when she caught the attention of Poseidon, the god of the sea. Poseidon, known for his volatile temper and insatiable desires, became infatuated with Medusa's beauty. Despite her devotion to Athena, Poseidon pursued her relentlessly. One fateful day, Poseidon confronted Medusa in Athena's temple. Ignoring her pleas for mercy and the sanctity of the sacred space, Poseidon forced himself upon her. The violation desecrated the temple, an act that deeply angered Athena. When Athena discovered what had happened, her wrath was not directed at Poseidon, her fellow Olympian. Instead, she blamed Medusa, the mortal victim. Athena, enraged by what she perceived as a betrayal, cursed Medusa in a moment of cold fury. Athena's curse transformed Medusa into a gorgon, a monstrous creature with a head full of venomous snakes instead of hair. Her once beautiful face became so horrifying that anyone who gazed upon her would be turned to stone. Unlike her immortal sisters, Steno and Uriel, Medusa was cursed to live as a mortal gorgon, condemned to isolation and suffering. The curse robbed Medusa of her humanity and her ability to connect with others. She became an outcast, feared and reviled by mortals. Her beauty, once her greatest asset, was now a weapon that isolated her from the world. Banished from society, Medusa fled to a remote island, where she lived in a cave surrounded by darkness and desolation. The island became a place of dread, as anyone who ventured near was turned to stone by her gaze. Over time, Medusa's story spread, and she became a figure of fear and loathing in Greek mythology. Despite her monstrous appearance, Medusa's heart remained filled with pain and sorrow. She had been a victim of the gods' cruelty, punished for a crime she did not commit. Her isolation was a constant reminder of the injustice she had suffered. Medusa's tragic life came to an end when she became the target of the hero Perseus. Perseus, the son of Zeus and the mortal Danae, was tasked with retrieving Medusa's head as a gift for King Polydectes of Seriphos. The quest was a dangerous and seemingly impossible task, but Perseus received help from the gods. Athena, who had cursed Medusa, provided Perseus with a polished shield that he could use as a mirror to avoid looking directly at the Gorgon. Hermes, the messenger god, gave him an adamantine sickle to decapitate her. Perseus also received winged sandals, a kibisis, a special bag to carry Medusa's head, and Hades' helmet of invisibility from the nymphs. Using these gifts, Perseus journeyed to Medusa's lair. He found her sleeping and used the reflection in his shield to locate her without meeting her gaze. With a swift strike of the sickle, he beheaded Medusa. From her severed neck sprang Pegasus, the winged horse, and Chrysaor, a giant born fully armed. Even in death, Medusa's power remained potent. Perseus carried her head in the cabesus, using it as a weapon to turn his enemies to stone. He saved the princess Andromeda from a sea monster by using Medusa's head, and later turned King Polydectes and his court to stone when they threatened his mother. Perseus eventually gave Medusa's head to Athena, who placed it on her shield, the Aegis. The Gorgon's head became a symbol of protection and power, warding off evil and striking fear into the hearts of Athena's enemies. Medusa's story has been reinterpreted over the centuries, shifting from a tale of a monstrous villain to one of a tragic victim. In ancient Greek art, Medusa was often depicted as a fearsome creature, her gaze a symbol of ultimate power. Over time, she was reimagined as a beautiful but cursed figure, her story reflecting themes of injustice, resilience, and transformation. In modern times, Medusa has been embraced as a feminist symbol, representing the strength and rage of women who have been wronged. Her story serves as a reminder of the double standards and injustices faced by women, both in mythology and in the real world. Medusa's tale is one of the most compelling in Greek mythology, blending themes of beauty, betrayal, and redemption. Though she was turned into a monster, her story reveals the complexities of her character and the injustices she endured. Far from being a simple villain, Medusa was a victim of the gods and cruelty and a symbol of resilience in the face of suffering. Her legacy endures as a reminder of the power of transformation and the strength that can emerge from even the darkest of circumstances.